Hi, everyone. It's Kelly from the Hub here today with our friend Pastor Jim from Bergstrasse. How are you, Pastor Jim?
Good.
Good.
I'm doing good. It's a good day. It's going to be a long day, but
Yeah,
it'll be good.
good day. So, I will be very honest with our audience. This is take two of our taping this morning. Um, we we are having a very challenging time coming up with something to talk about, and it's not that we it's not that we don't have ideas. That's not what it is. It's
Yeah.
nothing well, okay. So for me, I, I
This
it's hard to
this is a
it's hard to talk about why it's hard to talk about.
and folks, there's nothing wrong with us. There's
Right.
really nothing wrong with us.
Right.
It's just it's just that some of the things that we were tossing around earlier in our conversations were like are very challenging and very deep for both of us.
Yeah.
And and it's not that we're both on the same page or not on the same page. It's
Right.
not that at all. It's just a matter of, I think we came to a realization that, you know what? It's just really hard to talk about hard things that challenge us in ways that we never expected. And then when you get into it, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm not quite there yet. That I
Right.
have not been moved to a place where I can talk about that. And that can be any number of subjects.
Yeah, like,
And I think that's
go ahead.
and I think that's what was coming up for us this morning is that we really had too many things to talk about.
Yeah.
But as we started to get into it, we realized that we're not really prepared for this because we've personally not examined it in our own hearts first. So that for me, for example, that I am comfortable talking about XYZ subject. Because I realized in my own heart, I have some biases, I have some prejudices that I have never fully examined. And who am I to push what I believe or what I think on somebody else?
And for me, I think I'm doubting topics. And so I'm thinking, like, when I pick a topic, I'm like, oh no, we can't do that. They're going to think either you and or our audience is going to be like, no, that's dumb, or that's too political, or that's too local, or that's too, or psh, you're just a bunch of white people. You don't know what to talk about. I mean, like, whatever. And so I think I have got this like doubting creature that's jumping up and down on my shoulder that's going, no, you're not good at this. No. And that's weird because we just do this. And I think I'm just having a lot of funk with it. And you're right. I don't know. Is it because it's the fall? Is it because it's post-election? Is it because it's hot outside? I don't know. I don't know.
So if I can take us out on the limb, and viewers, you need to know, we've certainly not rehearsed this part.
Nope.
I talked about this, but I get exactly what you're saying. And sometimes, quite frankly, when we get into these conversations, I wonder if this gets in the way sometimes. That people might expect me to say something because I am a clergy person. And what I might have to say might be different than what you think. And whatever. And yet that's the goal, I think, in our lives, that we need to be able to work in all of that. And what I really wanted to go to with all this is, Kelly, is that it may be fall, but I also think it's post-election fatigue. That's just a term I just made up on my own.
Just now.
just
Yeah, I think, yeah.
now. Post-election fatigue. It's like last week there was, Tuesday when we were taping this, there was all kinds of anxiety of, oh, people are going to vote and da 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 da
Yeah.
da da da. And it took 4 days, 5 days, whatever it was, till there was, kind of a tally. And it's like, I think we as a nation now are like looking at each other and say, oh crap, the work begins now.
Right. And I think that there are still people who, like, I really thought that whatever happened, that what happened Saturday was going to be sort of more universal.
Yeah.
And I didn't think we would still be in this place. I just thought people would be like, well, I said that we weren't going to be in this place, but I'm over it. We're there, but we're not. And so I was ready to start fresh.
Yeah.
With every election, whether my candidate wins or not. That, for me, that moment when you know the result is about
It's
a
a
reset.
new starting point. It's a new
Yeah.
starting point.
Yeah.
Reset.
Yeah.
It's
It's
a
a reset. No matter who it
and
is. And so you have to just go, okay, so this is now our state of existence, and now we do it. And that, which is, okay, so you guys should know that's not political. That's like my whole life. It's not about politics, it's about everything. And so I sort of thought that that would just occur.
yeah,
And now I
yeah.
feel like I don't, what do I say? What do I talk about? Are people
I
going to get mad?
I th- yes, and I think part of it for me stems from the idea too that we've done so much labeling of certain things, and you've got to be this or that.
Yeah.
And I think maybe we've discovered that all of those labels that we've tacked onto one another are falling apart or have the potential to fall apart. And we're afraid of that because we're going to lose our solidness, we're going to lose our form. And the reality is, no, we're going to gain so much more about that. To be willing to step outside of our own little box. We created our own self of where I want to fit. But now we're in a place in this country where it's like, we need to come together. We need to come together as people who care about people, and not make it political, not make it partisan, not oppose something because you said blah. No,
Yeah.
it's 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 yeah, it's just trying to get to know one another better. And
Yeah.
and as much as Saturday kind of, yeah, I was kind of looking for that magic pill to have been taken too, and the world just
Yeah.
opens up and changes. I will say, Kelly, though, I did see a lot of hope on Sunday or Saturday.
Yeah.
Because even as much as this was, the build up to this election was very tenuous and very scary and anxious for anybody. I don't care where you are on the political spectrum. That's not it. But I was really, really moved that for all intents and purposes, there was very little unrest.
Mm-hmm.
There were no signs of violence. Yes, there were people, we saw pictures of people, um, screaming and yelling and happy and all of that. But even among that, I know that there had to have been some people that were like, yeah, and I'm still scared.
Yeah.
And I think this is the time for all people to kind of like let down our guard a little bit, and let's be a little bit real about who we really are.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had we both know, and I know that our viewers know, of people that have touched their lives that have made them think differently
Yeah.
about people,
Yeah.
about themselves, even about a larger community of people.
Yeah.
And I think we as a nation are on a cusp right now we can choose, as we always have, we can choose to be better, or we can choose to kind of grumble and not do anything about it and
Right.
slither
And
down. And
I'm in the camp of, it's not easy every minute, but I'm in the camp of the behavior, the way you approach your day is your choice. You
bingo.
you make that choice every morning when you wake up. And we all have stuff. We all have it, and we all have it no matter who we are. But you make that choice. And so I
We can choose to make it the best day possible, or we can choose to growl and grumble and hide and complain. And but is that really life?
right. And I want, what my heart is saying to me is, I am choosing positive community together things because it's life-giving and it makes sense. It's
It's
helpful.
love. Yeah. And I think we forget that it's not so much as it's a both and. It's helpful for the other person to engage with, but it's
Right.
also helpful for me.
Right. You
And
get
that's the
so
stuff that
much when you
we get that
give. Yes.
realize so much more out of it that you would have never, ever, ever, ever expected.
Right. And so I can't approach my days in that grumbling, negative place because I cannot.
Because then the rest of your day just goes downhill from there.
Right. And I'm not allowing the good things to show up.
So we can allow the world to control us, or we can take our part in the world and help to control it.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I think so maybe that's what we're talking about today.
Maybe. Oh my gosh. It only took us what? 2 hours?
I'm telling you, this was rough. It's You're right. I think that a lot of this is really post-election fatigue. I think that, and and truly, I think some of this also has to do with like this pandemic thing. Yeah, we're all over it. We're all over it. Like I hear somebody go, "I'm over it. I'm not wearing my mask." Okay, that has nothing to do with it. We're all over it, but there is still work that has to be done. So you can't just throw the towel in. And I think that for the election is the same way.
Yeah.
Like I was over it too, but there's work to be done. So we have to now do it.
And it's not for the people that we put into office to do the work for us. We've got to support them in their work.
Ask not, JFK. Yeah. I mean, truly, it is. It's about, we are participants. We are members of the society. Therefore, we have to contribute. It's how it works.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's my philosophy that's what Mom said. That's how you work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so this post-election fatigue means you got to I don't know if I've ever had a harder time and I think you're right. And I didn't really sort of put those words in. I'm having a hard time shaking it off. I thought I was just going to be like, oh, it's all good, man.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I mean, yes. I mean, my vote was cast, long before last Tuesday, because I did the mail-in option, and I followed the rules, and I got I know that my vote counted. But yeah, I mean, those couple days, and then to Saturday when there was a winner or a person president-elect named, it's like, oh, yeah. Now I need to make my vote work.
Right. Right.
Means I need to step up where I can, and that's the hard stuff.
Well,
that's
I guess
the hard stuff.
I want viewers to think about that too. Like, are you in this place with us? Or are we just the weirdos who are like, get over yourselves? And I think also too, like, are you making your vote work? And I think that's a really good thing to say. Are you making your vote work? And how are you doing that?
Yeah.
I mean, citizenship and being an American, not just citizenship, calling yourself an American.
Being a person.
Yeah, being a person comes with responsibility. Yeah, you don't just sit around. There is responsibility. You have to take that on. Okay.
So viewers, as you're watching this, in the comment box below, I'm trying to do a YouTube thing.
Right.
In the comment below, put your comment where you're at and where you're feeling.
Yeah, and
because we'd love to know.
Yeah.
We'd love to know because we care about you.
Right, because we actually, yes, we do. Oh, we do. We don't just do this for us.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
There's a reason that we, Kelly and I, kind of figure out what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Because we are so in touch. We are in touch with people around us every week, every day. And it's just like, we have no idea how we're going to touch you, but we know that we touch your life in some way.
Yeah.
And we give thanks for you in what you do.
Yeah.
And that's why, Kelly, I am so glad we had this chat today. As hard as it was,
yeah,
to be authentic and to be real with the people that we have no idea who we're touching.
Right.
Makes a difference.
Right, because like that shows that we're literally being as raw as we are on the middle of an interview, so that to let people know that that's okay. Yeah. Yeah, so we talked about a lot of things today. So thank you for spending some time. Pastor Jim, thank you for allowing this to be like this as well. Yeah. Yes, thank you very much. This was really, this was really good. See you, everybody. See you next week.
Bye.